What comes to Russia, now the freedom-loving world should concentrate on really curing the cancer instead of just killing the pain, meaning that we should take it for granted and for given that Russia unfortunately will be posing a long-term strategic threat, and therefore it will be a threat not just in Ukraine, also there going forward, but also to the rest of us. So we should really find our forces and put together our forces to put the pressure on Russia to end the killing, where we fully support Donald Trump's agenda on finding a deal on Ukraine. But at the same time, we need to make sure that something what has happened in Ukraine will never happen again.
Obviously, our focus here today is on our support for Ukraine, working together across Europe, the EU and other partners, making sure our support is ironclad and making sure that we're taking every action possible, not least in light of the horrific attacks we've seen in Kiev this week, including on the European Union delegation and the British Council, to ramp up the economic pressure on Vladimir Putin for his illegal and barbarous war, and to show that we are united as Europe for European security and against that illegal and barbarous war that Putin is prosecuting in Ukraine.
We want peace in Ukraine, but it has to be a fair and lasting peace for Ukraine. And we have to come together with a clear message now, because these are really dramatic times for Ukraine and for Europe. And the second message is that if we want to have any credibility on our critique of Russia in Ukraine, we also have to stand up against the massive atrocities committed by Israel in Gaza, in the war, but also in the illegal occupation of Palestine, including the West Bank. And we need strong support for building a Palestinian state, ending the war, getting humanitarian support in, and we also need to be able to put more pressure on, and also economic sanctions on Israel, because the words have not really been enough to change their attitude.
We have been told by international organisations that there is a famine underway in Gaza. There is genocidal activity. And being honest, it's not enough to say, I want to see a ceasefire. It's not enough to condemn the actions. You have to say, what are we going to do as a European Union to help bring about the ceasefire? What are we going to do to make the Netanyahu government stop the killing of children, stop the killing of civilians? What are we going to do to ensure humanitarian aid can flow? And what are we going to do to make sure the hostages can be released? I think the world is looking at the European Union. I think our citizens are looking at the European Union, and they are not happy.
Lithuania proposes to move forward and quickly with the seizure of the frozen assets. That's the thing where we stuck for too long. We have to break this deadlock and move forward. We are providing at least a couple of legal decisions how to organize it, and we also understand that there are certain risks related to it. Nobody ignores those, but risks are to be managed but not avoided.
And there are two main issues that we are discussing. We started last night, as I said. One is how to stop Russia's war in Ukraine, maintaining transatlantic unity, and making sure that the butchering Kremlin is stopped, because currently we don't see any indications that the intention is for peace in Russia. So it's up to the transatlantic actors, together with the US, EU, others, Brits, Canadians and others, to stop him. And the other issue is obviously the situation in the Middle East, where from one hand Hamas does not intend to lay down arms or give up political control. We don't see movements to release hostages. So the request of Israel for self-defense is legitimate. From the other hand, the humanitarian situation in Gaza is unbearable. So that is something that from one hand needs obviously opening access to the people who need medical, humanitarian, other help. Food, famine has to be stopped.